usually I try to be as punctual as possible because I know how the corporates prefer it. But my other portfolio, just like how the IT, BT, and electronics department works precisely as per the industry standards, the other portfolio that I have, that's the Panchayat Raj and rural development, is exactly the other end of spectrum, which is extremely erratic. So that's fine. I think you can hear me, right? Kelchata? Oh, okay. They can't hear, I guess. Now? Yeah, so my other department, like I said, Panchayat Raj and RDPR is extremely erratic. So what starts at one ends at, what's supposed to end at one ended up at three. So that's why I'm a little late. So I'm really sorry for that. And most importantly, yesterday was a very important day for all of us. So wish you all a very, very happy Rajyotsava. It was the 68th Rajyotsava, and more importantly, it was the 50th year that Karnataka became Karnataka. So earlier it was called the state of Mysore, and post unification, the state of Mysore was renamed as Karnataka, and that's yesterday was the 50th year of that naming, change of name. And so I wish all of us more luck and more fortune for the state, for all of us. So the reason why I brought that up was Mysuru had always blessed with good administrators. I come from Kalburgi. How many of you have gone to Kalburgi? Has anybody seen Kalburgi? Okay, not bad at all. Okay, I didn't expect so many hands, but anyway. So we were ruled by the Nizams. That is the state of Hyderabad. And Kalburgi, Bidar and all, we were at the fringe, at the edge of the Nizam's kingdom. So he never really bothered about us. So we were always badly administered, and that's why we had to take Article 371, wherein we get reservations in educations and government jobs and special impetus in funds for infrastructure, so that we can be as good as Mysoreans. So we can be as bright as you people. So having said that, the reason I brought that up was the entrepreneurship spirit that we speak about in Karnataka is at various levels. It's not only in Bengaluru. Every region of Karnataka has its own special status of entrepreneurship, the spirit of doing business, the history of trade and commerce, and especially Mysore. So I'm sure the people of Mysore and the people from the south of Karnataka know who is Sir Mirza Ismail. He was the Diwan of the state of Mysore under the Wadayars. In 1930, he made a quote. He quoted saying that we are proud of the product of these factories. Mysoreans wash themselves with Mysore soap, dry themselves with Mysore towels, clothe themselves in Mysore silks, ride Mysore horses, and eat the abundant Mysore food, drink Mysore coffee with Mysore sugar, equip their houses with Mysore furniture, light them with Mysore lamps, and write letters on Mysore paper. This was in 1930. So much before all these slogans came, no? Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Karnataka was already vocal for local. We were right here. It's happened right here in your town. And like I said, it was because the administration was blessed. Just like how Mysuru was this hub for PSUs and the hub for manufacturing over a period of so many years. Similarly, so was the Mangaluru region, which is considered like a distant cousin for Mysuru. See, most of that was like the finance capital. So if you see that 7 of the country's biggest banks came from this region, from this belt, the Mangalore belt and the Mysore belt, the Canara Bank, State Bank of Mysore, Syndicate Bank, Corporation Bank, Vijaya Bank, Karnataka Bank, Vaisya Bank, So all these banks, now we speak of being fintech capital and all that, but the evolution of all these things, whether it is manufacturing, whether it's retailing, or whether it's trade and commerce or finance, it all happened right here in your region. And somehow uh, I think somehow we have missed getting to the next level. Somehow we have missed accelerating, and that's exactly what we are trying to do here in with the Department of IT and BT. Like everybody speaks about Bengaluru being the powerhouse of technology, or Karnataka being the powerhouse of technology. Today we are the world's fourth largest technology cluster. And if we add places like Mangaluru, Mysuru, Belgavi, I'm sure it's going to jump up in the rankings. But we did not get where we are right away. It took us a very long time. It took us more than close to around 3 decades to become the fourth biggest technology cluster in the world. We started with being the call center of the world. So you remember some 25 years back, 30 years back, everybody you meet, they would say they would be working in a call center. From being a call center, we moved on to IT services. From IT services, we moved to fintech services, back office operations for title processing, knowledge processing, medical processing, etc. And from there, we moved on to becoming the research and development hub for the entire world. You have a look at our ecosystem right now in Karnataka. Out of the top 500 Fortune companies, more than 400 of them have their biggest R&D centers located in Karnataka. So you see what I'm trying to say? Right from being merely operations, picking up the phone and saying like, how may I help you? We moved on to being a knowledge-based society for our research and development. Now we are most of the research that is happening across sectors, across the world, is happening in Karnataka. From being an R&D ecosystem, now we are slowly moving on to a innovation and invention ecosystem, the startup ecosystem. Although a lot of people say that we are great in innovation and inventions, I think we have a lot to achieve. There's so much of appetite in Karnataka, so much of appetite with us Indians that I think we can easily quadruple this in the next decade, by the end of next decade. Karnataka is already heading towards that. We are already first in the Indian Innovation Index. We are first in service exports. We are first in foreign direct investment with close to around 38%. With 40% share, we are number one in electronics design in India. In machine tools manufacturing, we are 52%. In aerospace and defense manufacturing, we are 65%. Karnataka is currently exporting close to around $4.52 billion in electronics alone. The biotech production and services, 60% of the share is of the country is from Karnataka. We have 1/3 of India's tech talent. 1/3 of India's tech talent. That is like huge. And we have close to around 25,000 startups that are in our ecosystem. Close to around 15,000 startups are just registered with Government of Karnataka. With over 140 accelerators and incubators, we have 43 unicorns in Karnataka and 47 soonicorns, that is soon to be unicorns. Last year, we raised close to around $64 billion in venture capital, and our startup ecosystem is worth close to around $200 billion. So all these are, if you see these numbers, these are not my numbers. These are numbers that are coming up from the ecosystem itself. These are numbers that are being validated by other governments and the government of India as well. So we need to ensure that we stimulate this further. So how do we do this is by taking innovation, research, skills, talent, everything outside Bengaluru across Karnataka. And that's exactly what we are trying to do. I mean, I'm very clear in what I want to do. The government is clear in what it wants to do. We are trying to do 4 or 5 very simple things. Number one, skills. The government of Karnataka is extremely serious about skill development. We are trying to ensure that Karnataka caters to the globe now. I'm not kidding when I say this. Recently, I was in the Bay Area, myself and Dr. Ekrup Kaur and other people had been to San Francisco. We had close to around 44, 45 meetings. And every boardroom that we went to, every boardroom that we sat in, and every discussion we had told one thing. They asked only one thing. We need skills. And India is the only one who can deliver. And in India, Karnataka is the only place we can look for such skill sets. Nowhere else. I'm not joking when we said that, because I was talking to, there was Mr. JC used to work earlier with Intel. So I met a few people in Intel, JC sir. So they were telling me that they require close to around, America requires close to around 1 million chip designers in the next 5 years. And the only ones who can deliver it is not China, but India. And in India, it is only Karnataka that can deliver. I was very clear with them. I told them, you give me your curriculum, you give me the syllabus that you want. It's my duty to train. We will train. Karnataka, the government of Karnataka is willing to do that. We have set up a skill advisory council, which I am heading, along with the Ministry of Skill Development. We could have formed a skill advisory council along with the officers. But if I want to enthuse the industry, if I want the industry to take our government seriously, that saying that this particular department is extremely serious about skill development, it is I who have to talk to them. I am heading it to infuse confidence in the industry, saying that I am listening to you. The government of Karnataka is listening to you. The department is listening to you. And we will deliver on whatever skill sets you want. For the first time in the country, we have a skill advisory council for emerging technology. So right from agriculture to aerospace, if the industry comes up and says like, Priyank, I want this skill sets to be, I need 500 engineers trained in aerospace. I want 200 engineers trained in marine biotech. I'm ready to do it. 50% my cost, 25% your cost, 25% graduate cost. And even if the 25% graduates cannot pay, I will pay. So this kind of